are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So, welcome back to another Monday, the start of a new week. You've got to get it done on Mondays. That's my new thing. I'm fucking starting Mondays out big. A big sesh at the gym, a good fucking breakfast, all the vitamins and minerals I can fucking shove down my goddamn throat. Some reading, some writing, some fucking pondering. Maybe I'll even throw some fucking meditation in there a little later on. But I got to do it. I got to have a big fucking Monday because that's usually the peak of my week. If I have a shit Monday, it's still all downhill. Everything's downhill after Monday. But if I have a real big Monday, if I get everything fucking done and sorted and get some momentum happening, I just get further up the hill, but it's still all downhill for the rest of the week. I'll work on the rest of the week fucking later. I can't be improving every day at once. It's just one day. And I'll spend 6 months trying to nail Monday. And then once I've got that locked in, Tuesday. So by the time I'm about 50, I should have the week locked in. I should be able to have a successful week. But it does feel good having a big Monday, a productive Monday. Because you think it's going to last all week, but by Wednesday, you're fucked. You're like, I haven't got the stamina for this shit. You get distracted. You don't know what's going on. I tell you what I have noticed, though. I've been back on the fish oil for about 3 weeks now. I'm taking a fair bit of it. So they're 1.25 capsules. So I'm taking about 6 grams of fish oil a day. And I feel like my ADHD is going away a little bit. I can tell when I'm reading. So I've been reading a lot lately because I need to get off my fucking phone. And usually when I'm reading, I'm just fidgeting fucking everywhere, going from phone to reading, from da to da, just all over the fucking place. But I noticed today, I was just sitting there and I was just concentrating and reading, and it was sticking. Not all of it, obviously, but some of it. The concepts were making more sense to me than usual. Now, I don't know how much that's got to do with the fucking fish oil, but it is meant to be brain food, and it does feel like it's working. I'm also taking vitamin D and K2 as well, so I don't know. That's not meant to be brain food, but maybe my hair will grow back. I don't know. I don't know if it's placebo or not, but it definitely feels like my brain is more full. Like it's more liquid. It doesn't feel like a dried up, staticky, fucking jittery mess. It feels good. Get some fucking fish oil into you. It might also have to do with just reading more in general as well. That could also be a reason it's improving. And being off my phone definitely fucking helps. Although I was having a good fucking pre-potty procrastination scroll before. And I was on Twitter, and guess who I fucking stumbled across? Old David Icke. I hadn't seen him in a while. He's been off all social media. He got kicked off. They banned him because he was telling too much truth, cunts. So it was good to see the old cunt's head. And I just had a little flick through some fucking Ike stuff because I've been to his website maybe twice in like the last 3 or 4 years. And just to get some fucking curveball conspiracies, just to keep in the loop. But I can't be going to fucking websites every day. That's insane. So I had to scroll through his Twitter, and it was just nice. It was just nice to see some fucking conspiracies. Our alien origins, that was good. Fucking Sumerians. It's good, fun stuff. Even if you don't believe it. Even if you're a blind sheep and you don't believe the Sumerian origins of humanity. It's good fucking fun. It's nice to think about. So I'm following David Icke now. Again, it'll be interesting to see what pops up on his feed. I also fucking stumbled across an article that said Australian energy prices are going up 30% again on July 1. How much more gouging can the Australian people take? And people in general, in the US, England, Ireland, everywhere. How much more gouging are you willing to take? Or are you just going to say, she'll be right, mate? What can you do? What can you do? I tell you what happens if you say, what can you do too much? Go watch the documentary One Child Nation about China's one-child policy. I tell you what, it is one of the most intense fucking documentaries I've ever seen. And it's a fucking clear example that you can fucking she'll be right ya, or what can I do, or I was just following orders, your way into fucking hell. Anyway, it's Monday and it's time for this week's Ask Boyle. It's Ask Boyle time. So if you have a question that you would like answered by one of the greatest minds of the generation or any generation, and it's like I'm on steroids at the moment with this fucking fish oil, then send your question into my website, boylecomedy.com. There's a section there for Ask Boyle. Type it in or use Drunk Dial to use your fucking voice to ask the question. Also, the Patreon podcast came out today, so if you're interested in an extra episode a week, a video recorded episode, then subscribe to the Patreon. It's $1 a month. The fucking link is there on the website or in the description of the podcast, or fucking just message me personally and I'll send it to you. You can find the fucking link. Find it and join the Patreon. Anyway, let's get to this week's Ask Boyle. So this week's Ask Boyle was sent in by the great man and big supporter of the podcast, fucking Teddy the Bear fucking Alexander from the USA. So here's fucking Teddy's question. After a few years of listening, I've forgotten a few things you've covered. I'm asking selfishly, of course, for my own application. You've mentioned how your wife can go out with friends and have some drinks, have a fun night, and not transform into a total degenerate. I'm like that too sometimes, but other times my shit ends up entirely out of control. So after all that, here's my question. At what point did you realize you'd never be someone who can handle social drinking because there's always the chance you'll go on a bender? Well, Teddy B. Alexander, you have come to the right place. So I can't remember the exact fuck up, but there was an exact point. I remember thinking about it. I was living in Camberwell. I was in the room. I'd fucked up on some night out. I can't remember now. I think I'd just had a couple of months off the booze and I'd gotten back into it and I was doing good. And then inexplicably one night I had too many drinks, fucked up, blacked out. Woke up in the morning, I can't remember exactly what it was, but then that day, I fucking realized, I was like, there's always going to be one of these days. As long as I'm drinking, there's always going to be the fucking possibility of a massive fuck up. It's never going away. I remember having that realization and I was like, the only way I can stop the fuck ups is to stop drinking completely. It was actually a big realization because I realized then that there was no managing it. I couldn't manage anything. As soon as I had one, the possibility was always there for a massive fuck up because I couldn't stop at any level really. So really, there was no difference for me between having one and a million because as soon as I had that one, it could lead to a million and it would eventually lead to a fuck up. So I did the math and I was like, I can't fucking drink anymore if I want to get rid of these fuck ups. Like over a long enough time span, there's going to be a fuck up for me. Like I could be good for like a month. Theoretically, I could be good for like a month, 2 months. But around the corner, there was always going to be something. Over a long enough time span, I was going to fuck up majorly in some way. And the fuck ups always seem to get worse and worse and more extreme over time as well. So it was like I was holding them in. So if I didn't fuck up for a while, the next fuck up was going to be big. Yeah, it was fucking rough. Rough for everyone around me. I loved it. But that definitely was a huge realization because it stopped me trying to fucking manage anything. Like, oh, I'll only drink weekends. I'll only drink on holidays. I fucked up everywhere. No matter how I managed it, it was always on its way. So in the end, I was just like, all right, if you want to stop fucking up, you're going to have to stop fucking drinking at some point. It was quite a while after I had that realization that I stopped drinking though. It wasn't like immediate. I think it was like a couple of years. And that's also an indication of how fucking dumb I am. Like, it took me that long to realize that. And then also, it took me 2 years to act. The most fucking dumbfounding part is it took me that long to realize it. After all my fuck-ups, I didn't realize it until that one. Anyway, thanks for sending in the fucking question, Teddy boy. I hope you got something out of that. That'll do for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, give it a share around, and I'll see you the fuck later.